Hey everyone, Alex here. A question I used to always ask myself is, why do I have so many insecurities? Why do I suffer so much from self-doubt? Why do I never feel good enough despite things going pretty well in my life? And, I had a normal childhood, I had loving parents, and so what's the deal? And so in this video, I'm just going to share why that is and how you can actually overcome this and change this. But I'll start with a story. And so when I was younger, my mum used to do this thing whenever she'd go to parties. It was her party trick, and she would at some point get up and dance on the table. And as a child, this was for me one of the most embarrassing things ever, and I hated it. And I would beg her to get down, and I'd be like, "Mom, stop embarrassing me." And it became kind of this running joke in our family, and my mum just would tease me with it, and I would just get super upset. And and when I look back at this situation now as an adult, I'm like, that's hilarious. I'm like, my mom was clearly a very cool mom. She was the life of the party, and I never really thought twice about this, just that it was a funny event. But it's not until recently when I have been exploring a lot my relationship with shame and embarrassment, especially when it comes to public speaking, because it's something I've always felt so deeply and intensely that I had a look at this event in a different way. And the thing is that a lot of the time we look at our past, we look at our childhood through our adult eyes. So we'll analyze certain events that happened to us, and we'll minimize them. We'll be like, oh, but they were just kids, or we'll be like, oh, it wasn't that big of a deal. But we forget that, when we experience those moments at the time, we were experiencing them through the eyes of a child. So for me, when I was, I don't know, 10 years old, or even a teenager, like my mum dancing on the table was truly embarrassing. Like it was something that like I was feeling very, very deeply. And maybe something that I never really got to actually process, because at the time I didn't maybe know how to express my emotions like in the way that I truly wanted to. And so these events can get stuck in time and stuck in your body, and so that's why they can show up as patterns, as triggers. A classic one is your parents telling you, like, why didn't you get better grades when you already got good grades? And so then you're constantly seeking approval. You find yourself never feeling good enough. And then we look back and we can be like, oh, but it's okay. Our parents just wanted what's best for us. And we kind of dismiss the emotion or the emotional experience of the younger child. And so that's why, in the current days, this can impact us a lot. It can be the reason why we people please. It can be the reason why, we're afraid of failure, where it can be the cause of a lot of the patterns and triggers that block us in adult life. But if we don't take the time to recognize and acknowledge that maybe there was a younger part of us who genuinely felt hurt, or who genuinely felt scared, well, we're never going to truly heal from that. And so this is the work that I do with my clients. And if you want to explore that, I'll just pop a link below. But for today's video, I'm just going to share with you like a concept and an insight that's really helped me and a lot of my clients, approach these little triggers, these little patterns, these ways that we sabotage ourselves in a different way. And so the idea is that our body has three types of intelligence. There's the mental intelligence, so this is how we process things, we rationalize things. There's the emotional intelligence, which is, our feeling intelligence and our emotions and everything that goes on with regards to emotions. And then there's a physical intelligence. So that's like our physical body, our nervous system, like using our body as awareness, essentially. And whenever you are trying to deal with, triggers, or even heal small traumas from the past, we often, will address one or two of these levels. So for example, let's say if I go back to the shame part for me and public speaking, I can be like, rationally, I understand that, yes, because my mum would dance at the table, it created a lot of shame and embarrassment in me. And so that's why, I feel a lot of shame and embarrassment in my adult life. So that's the rational, I understand that. Then I might address the physical level. I might do some power poses. I might do some breathing. I might regulate my nervous system. But unless I'm addressing all three levels, I'm not really truly gonna heal this. And because it wasn't until I addressed the third level, which was the emotional intelligence, and I allowed myself to truly deeply feel the shame, that I was able to heal this part of me, and that I'm able to move past and start changing my relationship to shame. So the point of this video is that you don't want to dismiss you don't want to look at your past only through the eyes of your adult self, because you are, by doing that, dismissing the younger version of you, the version of you that generally felt those emotions. And whenever you want to start healing these and addressing these, you want to address all three levels, because otherwise you're not going to truly heal from them. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. Make sure you like, subscribe, and remember, you're not broken. You just learned to survive, and now it's time you learn to live. Much love.